Baltic is a micro-brand watch company based in Paris, France that has seemed to gain a certain prestige amongst its competitors in the micro-brand space. There's no doubt that Baltic makes quality vintage-inspired watches with superb finishing, and because of this, their popularity is warranted in my opinion. My first experience with Baltic was when I purchased a numbered edition of their super hot release from last year, the MR01. I did end up having some issues with that Chinese micro rotor movement in that watch, but I found Baltic's customer service to be outstanding. This blue version of the Aquascaphe Titanium sold out the 300 numbered editions pretty quickly. I managed to get a nice low number of 8 for mine. Last I checked, the black version still has some units available if you might be interested. Plus, I believe they will be making more of these in the future, so stay tuned to their website, but those will be unnumbered editions. Though not the most expensive watch in their catalog, it is close to the top, coming in at €710 or about 730 US dollars. Is it worth that good chunk of change? You be the judge as we go into the details of this watch. The dimensions and specs for the Aquascaphe Titanium are as follows. Case diameter is 41 millimeters at the bezel. Case thickness is 13.3 millimeters to the top of that double-domed sapphire crystal. A lug-to-lug distance here of 47.1 millimeters and a lug opening of 20 millimeters. There is 300 meters water resistance, and the weight here with the strap is only 68 grams. The movement inside is the Miyota 9039, which is a 4 Hz movement and has 42 hours of power reserve. The bezel is 120 click, unidirectional with a brushed ceramic insert and fully luminous markings. The bezel feels great and has a wonderful and quite aggressive grip texture. The case shape has a real vintage feel, and the titanium has a pleasant uniform brushed finish all the way around. The lugs are drilled and the crown is signed and screwed down and measures in at 6.9 millimeters. When the crown is pulled out, there is some wobble present, though this might be intentional. The case back is solid and screwed down and features the unit number at the center with some other information printed along the outside as well. I found the dial to be very legible both in daylight and in no light conditions, as there is a healthy application of BGW9 Superluminova applied to the large indices and hands. The dial has a deep navy blue matte finish, and the indices are large and very white to provide a stark contrast against the dial. The hands are large as well and have a brushed metal finish look to them. The strap is some sort of rubber material. It's tropic style with quick release spring bars and a titanium signed buckle. For me, the pros of the Baltic Aquascaphe Titanium are many. I really think it is a great looking design, vintage inspired. The finishing on this watch is really great. It's lightweight, it's comfortable, feels awesome on the wrist, and it's a very legible watch as well. These are all great things, but I do have a couple cons. For me, one of the cons is the movement that is being used here. I love the Miyota 9039 movement, don't get me wrong, it's a great movement in its own right, but for the price of this watch at over 700 US dollars, I think there should be a Swiss-made movement of some kind here, but you guys let me know what you think of that in your own opinion down in the comments below. And along the same lines, in the same vein, con for me is the price. Considering the movement that is here, I think if they're going to use the Miyota movement, maybe drop the price down a little bit, but that's just my opinion. Also, there seems to be some minor quality control issues with this release from Baltic, If you go back to my unboxing video and check the comments section, you can see some other people who bought this very watch had some issues with bezel inserts, and some people mentioned the same crown wobble that I showed you here on this watch. But for me, my issue was minor in my opinion, but for some people it might be quite major. There's actually a very tiny white speck on the ceramic bezel right underneath this pip right here, and it won't come off. It came that way from Baltic, so that might bother some people. It bothers me somewhat, but not a deal breaker for me, but definitely a QC issue in my opinion. But overall, I like this release from Baltic. I think they've done a pretty good job here, and I like the brand as a whole, and I'm looking forward to their future releases. But I want to know what you guys think of this particular piece in general. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Share all your thoughts and opinions, questions down in the comments below. And please, if you liked this video today, hit that like button. We really appreciate it, and it really helps out the channel. Well, that's it for today here on the Talon Watch. We'll see you next time.